Hey guys, it is Monday and it is about 1 o'clock. And this weekend was rough. And part of it is because I cooked for my son and daughter-in-law's gender reveal. And my daughter came to stay with us this weekend, my oldest. And of course, she wants to bring, us, Chris and I, stuff that she thought we would love. And what does she bring? Crumble cookies and baklava. My family is Lebanese, or part of it, and she knows I absolutely love this. And one of the families that she nannies for in the summer is also Lebanese, and they sent her a bunch of these assorted baklavas that were left over. And then from the shower, we had buns and we had chips and we had fruit and all of this stuff. And I have zero willpower. If it is in front of my face, I have zero willpower. It has to just not be here. I don't buy it. If I don't buy it, I don't eat it. But if it is sitting here and it is opened and it's like, oh, just come by and cut a little piece off, I do. And so all of this stuff that's left is getting ready to all get sent out to the chicken pen because I can't have it in the house. And everything that is in the fridge is going to get cleaned out. We're starting with a fresh week. So all of the leftover things that I ended up with after the party are going to be gone and out of the house. So I already have made some lunch for Chris. And I am spending my lunch break before heading back to the office just cleaning out the fridges and getting rid of stuff, because in 2 days I gained 3 pounds. And my husband's like, oh, it's water weight. No, it took me 2 weeks to lose the 3 pounds, and it took me 2 days to gain it back. So I am getting rid of all of this stuff out of the house. I'm going to spend the next half hour working on that. And then I'm gonna head back to work. I'm skipping lunch today and I will do dinner tonight. Okay, so the chickens have quite the sizable bowl for me to go out there and toss in their pen, but there's like almost 30 of them, so they will plow through this, and not all of it is bad and horrible things. I haven't done a good fridge clean out for a while, and I also had bought a bunch of strawberries, organic strawberries. Unfortunately, they were not in the best shape, and I ended up having to cut a lot of them off, but the chickens will enjoy that. But everything is ready for me to come in tonight and start back again fresh. Fridge is once again neat and restocked, and we'll be ready to go tonight. I'll figure out what we're going to do for dinner. Hey guys, it is Monday night, almost 7 o'clock, and I thought I would just make something quick, easy, but variety. So I have some beef meatballs with some sugar-free barbecue sauce and some of my homemade no sugar added plum sauce added in. So it's kind of like a sweet, spicy, tangy barbecue sauce. I have some sausages. Chris and I got these in Georgia, I believe, months ago. We've had them vacuum sealed in the freezer. Delicious, wonderful, really high quality sausage. We'll have some of these tonight, and I made some buffalo chicken with some leftover rotisserie chicken I had, and we'll eat that with some celery. So whenever he's ready, I'll get this all dished up. He's putting in an outlet in the closet right now, so as soon as that's done, we'll have dinner. Hey guys, I just thought I would show you something else I'm working on. You can see I have tomatoes going in the dehydrator, and then I had seen on another channel, and honestly I cannot remember what channel it was, where someone mentioned they had tried taking something like steakums and turning them into meat chips, kind of like the Carnivore crisps, just a lot less expensive. So I had a couple boxes of steakum, the beef and the chicken. So I have some of each in here right now. And we're going to dehydrate them and see how it turns out. I'm actually going to turn the temperature up a little bit. I had it set a little lower because I was working on tomatoes and I had been working on raisins. My daughter had cleaned her fridge out and she bought stuff that she said for the chickens. And I was just like, there is nothing wrong with that. We are turning that into people food. So these tomatoes, by tomorrow, they will be ready to be turned into tomato powder, which is what this is. I just turned a container of maybe like cherry tomatoes, you know, the little clamshell container you get. That is almost an entire one turned into tomato powder. And then whenever I am making something like homemade pizza, low carb pizza, instead of opening a can of tomato paste, which is what I do more often than not, I can just take a tablespoon out of this, add a little bit of water to it, add some seasoning, and then I have tomato paste to go on my pizza or keto lasagna, whatever I want, especially if I just need, you know, like a really small amount. I don't want to open a whole can of tomato paste. And then I'll just put this in a mason jar, vacuum seal it, and each time I need it, I'll just scoop out a little bit. And my raisins are going to be for holiday baking. She brought a bag of raisins, of grapes that were starting to look a little pruny, cleaned them up, tossed them in the dehydrator, and these will go in for my holiday baking.
For like $7.
Of what? Oh, of the remotes?
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, it is Monday, about 12 o'clock. This is Chris's lunch. I'm not eating right now. I'm not hungry. I just have a cup of coffee. So I gave him 4 little eggs, a couple of slices of fried beef bologna, and a couple of sausages. Hey guys, it is a little after 1:30. I meant to do this earlier, but I was just kind of working through lunch today. I'd come in and made something for Chris earlier and then ran back to the office and then just got busy again. I will probably eat a yogurt or something at my desk. I gained way too much being so bad this weekend, and I just need to really kind of crack down. So I took some beef tips out. This is from the chuck roll, and just microwaved a little bit so I could get it busted up. And I have my little mini crock pot. Ignore all of my dishes over here I need to put away. I have it turned on high. Normally I would do this on low, and I've put it in this morning, but I forgot. And I kind of just want beef chunks today. So I have some seasoning mixed up that I'm going to put the meat in here, and I am going to put the seasoning all over it and let it cook. And then I think I'm going to do Chris some wings tonight, and then I think I'm going to make some French onion soup. So I always try and do a couple of each thing, just so there's a variety, different kinds of meat, different textures, different ways of eating it. And I pulled also a jar of my home canned mushrooms, and I'm gonna dump these in with the steak chunks and the seasoning and let that cook. Everything else I can make when I come in after work. All right, I know that looks like such a mess, but I just left the broth from the mushrooms in there. I canned that in, I believe it was chicken stock last time. And so that is in there, and there's enough moisture. I did not add any water, so that's the moisture from the mushrooms and the moisture from the meat as it was defrosting along with the seasoning, and that will cook away. Hey guys, it is a little before 6 and I am coming in to start on dinner. The beef is done. I just turned it down to warm, so that can just stay heated while I finish everything else, because it's going to be a little while before we eat dinner because I'm going to make French onion soup. So I pulled a couple of onions, and I pulled some onion mushroom broth, like stock, that I had canned, gosh, I guess it was 2 years ago. I have some garlic from the garden. I have a little bit of beef bouillon, some onions, and a can of caramelized onions. These are already caramelized from the pantry that I did, I don't know, a year ago or more. I'm gonna go ahead and chop up these onions so that there will be different textures in here. I like to have a little bit of something to kind of bite into when you have French onion soup. I don't like it to be just all mush. And these caramelized onions are very, very soft. So I'm just gonna cook up 2 of these real quick in some butter, and then toss in the rest of my ingredients and let it simmer for a little while. And I think I'm gonna do Chris some chicken wings along with dinner tonight. Hey guys, it is 6:45. This soup has simmered for quite a while. It's not quite as thick as I would like it, but it'll be okay. I'm getting ready to dish it up into some heat-safe bowls that I know I can put into the toaster oven with a little bit of cheese on top, just so that I can have some nice browned cheese. The wings are almost done, the meat is done, and I may figure out one more little thing to add onto the plate, just something maybe cool and crispy. I have also made some lemon mousse for later tonight, and maybe Chris and I'll have that with some blueberries and strawberries. There's just something about lemon, blueberry, strawberry, great combo. Okay guys, here is dinner. This one is Chris's. He has more wings because honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to eat these. They might be too spicy. These are some beef tips with mushroom, a few carrots with ranch, plenty of ranch to be able to dip wings, and French onion soup with some toasted cheese on top. I just wanted to mention, I know a lot of people do not eat carrots on a low carb diet, but we've really not had any other carbs today. So, and it's a half a cup of carrots are like 6 carbs. This is like 5 baby carrots. So honestly, what is that going to be? 2 carbs or something, maybe 3. And some onions might be a few carbs. The meat's pretty much not going to have any carbs. The wings are not going to have any carbs. And the ranch might have 1 carb. So this whole meal, even if I really stretch the carb count, is going to be under 10 carbs. And I'm trying to keep it under 20 for the day. So honestly, I'm not too worried about having 5 baby carrots. Hey guys, it's a little after 10. I think it's actually closer to 10:30, and Chris and I are gonna have some pudding. We have 1 strawberry cut between the 2 and just a couple of blueberries and some macadamia nuts on top of lemon pudding, lemon mousse with a little bit of homemade whipped topping. And this will be the last thing we have tonight before bed. Hey guys, it is almost 5. It is, let's see, 4:45, I think, and just now getting to grab something to eat in the office. I drove Chris to a cardiac CT and PET scan today in Jacksonville, and we just got back, I don't know, maybe less than 30 minutes ago. I drove through Wendy's and grabbed us something to eat, and now I'm playing catch up in the office. So I'm gonna be in here for a while. This is what I'm eating. This is probably gonna be our only meal for the day. I had some pickles in the office fridge, and I had some mayo, and I had some cheese in the office fridge, and I just grabbed 4 burger patties from Wendy's when I went through town. Probably not gonna eat all of these. I'll eat a couple of them and save more for later if I happen to get hungry. But this is what I'm having, along with a couple of bottles of water, and I'm gonna get back to work. Hey guys, it is a little after 1 on Thursday the 25th, and I am making Chris something to eat. I know I'm going to make myself something. I'm not quite sure what yet. I just spent, I don't know, 30 minutes in the garden, just kind of trying to harvest some carrots. I still have a ton of carrots. Pulled a couple of the mammoth sunflower heads that had finished blooming out, and I'm gonna get all the seeds off of that, and most likely just gonna give those to the chickens. The chickens love it. Okra that I have let get out of control, just like massive, huge pieces of okra. This is not really great for eating. I'm gonna see what I can salvage, but it'll just get dried out for seed, and that is okay too. Got eggs and all that. We'll have to be making a run to the neighbors soon to deliver more eggs to friends and family and neighbors, because we have an abundance at the moment. I need to preserve more too, so that we have it come winter. But I just was kind of looking through the fridge of what I could quickly make for Chris, use up stuff. I just didn't feel like making a whole bunch of sausage and bacon and stuff right now. I have some all beef bologna that he really liked that the other day. I will just pan cook that up. I have some salami, same thing. I'm just gonna pull some of this herb and pepper salami and crisp that up. There were a couple of wings left from dinner the other night. Not exactly breakfasty, but he will be just fine having those. Pulled out some cheese. I'm gonna give him that with some scrambled egg, make him some cheesy eggs, and then I pulled him out some tea. I've got some black and green tea to try and get some fluid down. So we're gonna make this up and move on with our day. I may have some eggs. I probably will grab a yogurt or something and head back to work. Okay guys, here is Chris's dinner, or lunch I guess it would be. I didn't add any of the salami. There ended up being 3 pieces of bologna in there. I thought there was only 2. So 3 pieces of bologna, more than enough, a couple of wings and eggs, along with his meds and drink. Okay, I am not starving. I would just kind of want something cold. So I grabbed myself a lemon, 2 good yogurt and some macadamia nuts. And then I made Chris and I an element, and I'm getting ready to head back to the office. Hey guys, it is a little after 9 on Thursday night, and I am just now getting started on dinner. The weather was downright pleasant when I got off work today, so I worked till about 6 and then went and got on the mowers and mowed until just a couple minutes ago. So still have a couple more hours left, but I will do that probably Saturday morning. But I really wanted something I could sink my teeth into. I didn't eat too much today. I had some yogurt. I had a Diet Pepsi and some peanuts for snack, I guess maybe 3 o'clock or so. So I'm kind of hungry for some real food. I'm gonna make Salisbury steak. This is the recipe from She's in Her Apron. I love it. I altered a little. Instead of breadcrumbs, I'll use pork panko. Instead of cornstarch, I will use maybe glucomannan or some other thickener to put in there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get these made up really quick and cooking away because I'm starving. All right, it is almost 10. I cooked some carrots. Yes, they're kind of carby, but I grew them. So we're gonna eat them. We're just not gonna have many of them, and my carb count is incredibly low today, as is Chris's. So I have some carrots, I have some green beans in the microwave, and I have the Salisbury steak in here. It's all done. I didn't even bother thickening up the gravy. It is what it is. We are just going to eat dinner as we are starving. All right, here is dinner. I know, not super fancy or super pretty tonight, but it will be delicious. Some carrots with butter, vanilla, and Swerve brown sugar. A little bit of salt and seasoning, green beans with seasoning and butter, and then our Salisbury steak with mushrooms and onions, and we are gonna dig in. Hey guys, it is a little after 2 on Friday. I am gonna make some pancakes. This is not a recipe I've ever tried before. I found it on Pinterest. It said it had really good texture, so I thought I'd give it a try because I need to be out the door in like 30 minutes. So I know it called for 4 eggs, vanilla, a 1/4 cup of heavy cream, and then for dry ingredients, it called for a cup of pork rinds. I am questioning this, but I'm gonna trust the process. And what is this? A 1/4 cup of, I think it said allulose. I don't have allulose. I'm just using my, just some sweetener I have. And then I believe it was 1 1/4 tablespoons of baking powder, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of gelatin, and then cook it in a pan. So if it's great, I'll link the recipe down below. If it's not, I won't. So, I mean, you can just find stuff on Pinterest all the time. I'm just gonna blend everything here in my NutriBullet and pour it into a pan, cook it up so that I can eat and get out the door. So I very well may have completely ruined this. I kind of misread, and the baking powder was supposed to be only like, I don't know, 1/2 teaspoon or something, and the gelatin was supposed to be 1 and something, a tablespoon and 1/4. I dug out the baking powder before I dumped in the gelatin, but I really don't know how much baking powder is in here. And you're also supposed to let the batter rest for 15 minutes before cooking it, and I don't have time for that. So I'm just making it, so my recipe is no reflection on the actual Pinterest recipe because I'm sure I've royally messed it up. So these are actually puffing up pretty well. The flavor's not bad. I think I would try and disguise the pork panko flavor just a little bit. It's not horrible. It's just kind of a weird combination of sweet and kind of porky at the same time. But maybe a little bit of cake batter extract or something thrown in. And if I actually followed the recipe, oh, darn it. I should not try and film and flip at the same time looking through the viewfinder, but it's not bad, and they definitely do puff up. I actually split a couple in half because I was afraid that they were not cooking all the way through, but if you give them enough time, they do. I'm just in a hurry and impatient. So I think once I smother these in some sugar-free syrup and butter, they will be just fine. Regardless, it's what I'm having for lunch because I have to be at an appointment at 3:30. So, all right, I'm gonna finish cooking these and have some lunch. Hey guys, it is about 6:30 and I just got in. I worked and then had an appointment, ran errands, did all the work stuff, did a grocery pickup. Now I'm home and it is almost 6:30, 6:29, I believe. So these are the food items that I got. The rest of the order was not food related, but this is what I have to restock. Actually, I think this is what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. I picked up a rotisserie chicken and it's been a long day. So that's most likely gonna be dinner with maybe some cut up cucumbers, broccoli, and maybe some carrots. So super, super simple tonight. So that will be that. Some more half and half for Chris, and then I cook and use heavy whipping cream in my coffee. I needed some more avocado oil, some more mushrooms. So if I want to do the steak bites or just the buttered mushroom caps, I can do that. Some Everglade seasoning. I have some out in the camper, but not in the house, I realized, so I grabbed another one there. I used the last of my vegetable mix the last time I made spinach dip, and I always try and keep a couple of these in the house because I usually have everything to make a spinach dip in the house when I need to go somewhere quickly. And then I can just pick up homemade bread or just make a loaf of bread when I'm having to go to a party or something. So it's just good to have, and so I always keep a couple of those. A couple of more containers of Lily's chocolate. I know I had something different and they subbed one of these, and I can't remember which one. I think it was the semi-sweet. I think they subbed those. I don't remember putting semi-sweet on my list. So these will just go in the freezer. A couple more containers of these Lifesaver mints for Chris. And then I thought I had picked up 2 blackened chickens because I know I have one of these seasoned rotisserie chickens in the freezer, but I just thought some blackened chicken would be nice if I wanted to do chicken Caesar salad just in a hurry. I have lettuce still left over from the gender reveal, and I have a head of romaine in the fridge, so I know that I can do some salads this week. And then everything else is just office stuff, dog food, joint stuff, birthday gifts. So that is it. Maybe we'll next weekend do another chuck roll from Sam's or pick up some more Sam's ground beef. Just depends on what we have time for. But I'm gonna get this put away and shred up some chicken and chop up some veggies, and Chris and I will have dinner. Hey guys, it is almost 12:30 on Saturday morning. Already a lovely 90 degrees outside. Chris and I were just kind of taking it easy this morning, but it's time to get on with the day. I don't think we're gonna eat too much today. We were invited to a surprise birthday party tonight, and I'm getting ready to go make gifts for that. And I don't know exactly what is going to be served tonight at this birthday, so we might eat a little something later, but probably not too much, because I don't know what kind of food is going to be at the birthday party. And I asked if I could bring some things, and they said nope, they had it covered. So we'll see how tonight goes. But Chris has a hot coffee, I have a frozen coffee, and then we're gonna get on with our day. Well, I'm cleaning up the kitchen from making a bunch of gifts. I thought I would just show you how my little experiment went with the meat crackers, I guess you would call them. So I had some of these steakums in the freezer. I had the beef and I had the chicken, and these are pretty darn clean. It's just beef and salt, I believe, is all the ingredients are. Let's see, ingredients, beef. So this just says beef. These on the top are the chicken ones. So I bought these, but I bought the chicken also. And the chicken are by far superior. One, they're crisp. I mean, you can hear that. Two, they taste better. The beef ones, down here, I don't know. I could not crisp them up. They're dry, but they're not crisp. I have a feeling those are just gonna get rehydrated and turned into steakums or be treats for the dogs. But the chicken are crisp. It's kind of like potato chips. They're very thin, they're very crispy. I seasoned them just with some adobo all-purpose seasoning when they were on the racks, and dehydrated them until they were crispy. And the chicken ones are delicious. The beef, in my opinion, not so much. It has a very odd texture to it. It's just not my style. So we'll eat the chicken ones maybe with some egg salad or something, or just like chips. The beef ones, I'll probably reconstitute them with water and saute them up with some onions, or let the dogs have them. So, all right, just thought I would show you. Hey guys, it is almost 4:30, and I decided to make Chris and I something to eat a little bit before we go to the party tonight. I am making sausage gravy right now. I make it with this keto wheat flour. Yes, I know it's wheat. I've done it with almond flour. I've done it with coconut flour. I only use 1 to 2 tablespoons of this, and it's 4 grams of net carbs for a 1/4 cup. So, and I use maybe 2 tablespoons, and then I use heavy whipping cream and water and salt and pepper to make up my gravy, and I'm okay with that. And then I will serve this over scrambled eggs. And this is a bunch of apples that I have cooking in butter right now. Evelyn had brought me some apples that were looking sad. I was gonna make apple chips for her and put them in the dehydrator, and I just got busy and just didn't feel like doing that. So I am making fried apples, and I'll end up putting it in vacuum seal bags and putting it in the freezer. And then when they're here sometime for a dinner, she and her brother both absolutely love fried apples as a side dish. So I'll just have that in the freezer ready to go as a side dish, and we can have it at some other point. And I'll add some raisins and brown sugar and stuff into that. So, but I'm gonna get this finished up, scramble up some eggs, and make Chris and I some sausage gravy bowls. So I already made up Chris a bowl and took it to him, and I am getting ready to make myself a bowl. Those are the eggs that I have left. I'll put those on the bottom with some gravy on top. Sometimes we sprinkle cheese. I don't think I'm gonna do any cheese today. I think I'm just gonna do some eggs and sausage gravy. All right. Now you probably can't see it very well, and it probably does not look the most appetizing, but it's really good. This is really good on a chaffle also if you want something like that, but we just tend to make breakfast bowls with them, eggs. Sometimes I'll put sausage patties on the bottom in place of a biscuit, and I'll crumble up bacon and put it on top. This is actually one of the first things, oh, I won't say one of the first, but one of the things I taught my son to make before he moved out, and he still makes it. I will link that video up here if you're curious. I don't know, he was probably 15, 16, I don't remember exactly how old, but taught him how to make sausage gravy, and he still makes it for his wife all the time on the weekends for breakfast. Hey guys, it is about 12:20 or so, and I just came in off the mower. pouring down rain and thundering and lightning, so I had to stop and grab a shower and stop where I'm at. Yep, as you can see, our weather does not look great, but the temperature was good for being outside. So I weeded a garden bed in the rain before it started lightning really bad, and then when it started lightning, I'm like, I have to abandon. So I came in, I have coffee warming up. Chris made a pot of coffee this morning, but I was not in the mood for coffee early. But now I'm warming up a cup of coffee and making Chris some scrambled eggs and sausage gravy. Same stuff we had yesterday before we went to that party last night. Pretty good at the party. They had some ribs, they had some wings, they had some veggies, you know, snacked on those things. And then we got home late last night. So I'm gonna make him some scrambled eggs and sausage. So I have gravy warming up in the microwave and Chris's eggs. I'm gonna have a little bit of this. I'm not super hungry. So I'm just gonna have, once I make his plate up, I'll just have whatever's left. But we have sausage gravy, scrambled eggs, and I'll sprinkle a little cheese on top. A little later today, I'm probably gonna do some food prep for the week, make up some sausage, make up some bacon, boil some eggs, that kind of thing. But for now, I think I'm just gonna dish this up and go enjoy some breakfast with him. Hey guys, it is Sunday night. I really did not get to any real meal prep. I did meal plan for the week. This is subject to change. It's just what I know I can quickly pull together and make for the week. Chris absolutely loved the Salisbury steaks. The first time I've made them with ground beef that we ground ourselves, and it gave it such a different, really delicious texture that he really wants those again. And I was gonna do them over the weekend and never got to it. So I'm gonna be making those. I think I'm gonna do a green bean casserole, some Parmesan chicken, like Parmesan chicken strips, and some fish for Chris. Then pork chops, sweet potatoes, and maybe some shrimp. Cheeseburger casserole. Again, I'm gonna make some fish for Chris, and ribs, pulled pork, and slaw, and then we'll have leftovers. And this, like I said, subject to change. I know I have a corned beef in there, and if one day I think about it early enough, I'll throw the corned beef in the crock pot and we'll have something with corned beef. So this is just what I have laid out at the moment. I'm gonna go through the fridge and see things that we need to use up. Like, I know we still have some yogurts we need to use and some pudding, like the mousse pudding stuff. I know we need to use some Jell-O. I'm gonna look and see what veggies. I may make like a blackened grilled chicken salad. So this is just kind of how I plan things out and make sure I use things before they go bad. Hey guys, it is about 1:15 in the afternoon. I just came in from the office and I did not do any food prep over the weekend. I usually do that, but I just got busy with so many other things that I did not do it. So I'm gonna start food prep now. I'll probably finish it tonight. These are 1 pound bags of ground beef that Chris and I actually ground ourselves. We cut up a chuck roll and ground this. This is some of the best ground beef we've ever had. So good. 2 of them I'm going to turn into Salisbury steaks. 1 of them I think I'm going to do a green bean casserole, and I'll just have it prepped and ready to go so that later in the week we can just warm it up and have it. I saw a recipe for fish sticks made out of tuna. So I'm going to try and make some of that for Chris. I am not a tuna person or a fish person, but he is. So I'm going to try that for him, see what he thinks, and see if it is a winner. The other things I'm getting ready to do is put some pans of sausage, bacon, and cook him up some smoked sausage for the week and get those done. And then I'll make him some scrambled eggs. I'm not sure what I'm going to eat yet. I'm hungry, but not starving. You know, we weren't the best this weekend and totally gained weight. So when I do that, I tend to really cut back to try and drop those pounds. It's so ridiculous how quickly it comes on and how slow it goes off. So I'm going to go ahead and get this mixed up and going for him, and we'll go from there, see how much time I have left. I am also tossing, this is kind of like a cream cheese egg custard. It's just eggs, cream cheese, vanilla, butter, Oh, I was gonna add a little bit of Splenda brown sugar. I did add a little bit of allulose. I might sprinkle a little bit of the Splenda brown sugar on top. I added some cinnamon, and I'm just gonna bake this until it is cooked throughout, and it's something I can snack on throughout the week. Okay, so I have Chris, I don't know, I think there's 3 or 4 sausages going there in the pan. He's gonna have those with his lunch today, and I was gonna make the whole package, but I decided I'm gonna pull 3 of these out to make a meal for later. I'm gonna slice up, I know I have fresh peppers and onions, but I know I have some in the freezer also that needs to be used. So I have lots of peppers and onions. So I think I want to saute up some peppers and onions and make like a cream sauce for them and have that with dinner one night. So instead of the fish sticks, I might do the Salisbury steak and peppers and onions tonight, and then tomorrow night do fish sticks with the green bean casserole. I'm not sure, but I think I'm just gonna hold on to these 3, put them in the fridge for now, and do those either tonight, tomorrow night, something like that. But I have a full pan. I have bacon, I have sausage, and I have that cream cheese bake going. Got eggs boiling, getting ready to make his eggs. I've already put them in a cup. We gave away like 6 dozen eggs to neighbors this weekend, so our containers look a little bit empty, but we'll fill them back up. And I'm gonna get the rest of this going so I can get back to the office. Okay, so in hunting for a couple of things in the fridge, I was looking for pecans. I realized I have jalapenos in the freezer and a few other things I'm going to need to use up soon. I found chicken breast I forgot I had in the fridge that need to be used up, and then some other shredded dark meat. So I think as a side dish, I'm going to make Chris jalapeno popper, like a chicken bake, as one of the meals on the side, as I need to use up that chicken also. So it just kind of gives me an idea of other little side dishes. I usually do one main meat dish, and then I sometimes will do a secondary side meat dish, and then sometimes a vegetable. The other thing I need to use up is my acorn squash. It is actually turning orange, and I need to go ahead and use this up. All of my okra is drying. I don't know if we're actually going to eat any of that, or I end up going to dry it for seeds. My sunflowers, I'm drying for seeds for the chickens. So got a lot going on, but I need to get this wrapped up so I can get back to the office because my lunch break is officially over. So I'm just trying to lay things out on the counter that I know I need to do and that I can get to today after work. Hey guys, it is Tuesday, a little after 1:30. I should actually be heading back to work, but I just came in. I'm gonna make Chris some lunch. For dinner last night, we ended up actually having sushi. I had to meet my daughter unexpectedly. We met halfway and she surprised us with some sushi. So Chris and I had that for dinner. And so we'll do Salisbury steak tonight. I have some bacon and some sausage here that I had previously cooked. I'm going to scramble up some eggs. I am very low on eggs right now. I just had someone come by a couple dozen, and then we had shared some with neighbors and stuff this week. So all of my eggs are pretty much gone, but we'll build back up in a couple days. So I'm going to just get Chris some eggs scrambled, warm up some meat. I think I'm going to go ahead and at least get this microwaved so that tonight when I come in I can turn it into what I need, but those take a while to cook, so I'll just go ahead and cut that, pop it in the microwave, and let it cook while I go back to the office, and it'll be soft where I can deal with it a little bit later. I am really loving this dehydrated chicken. So good, so good, especially with a little bit of adobo. And then I left this out so that will remind me I want to try and make those fish sticks for Chris, for him to try. So let me get this together so I can get back to work. All right, Chris has a few pieces excuse me, of bacon, sausage, and I did 3 eggs scrambled. and I'm working on the acorn squash. I'm just snacking on a couple pieces of bacon that I warmed up, and then I will be heading back to the office. Hey guys, it is a couple minutes after 6 and I am starting on dinner. I'm actually gonna make multiple meals because I know I'm gonna make a big old mess in the kitchen tonight. So I may as well just make a disaster and have to clean it up one time. I'm gonna be taking ground beef and bagging it and putting it in the freezer, along with making numerous meals. I'm gonna make Salisbury steak tonight. That's what most of this is for. And then I'm gonna make a green bean casserole recipe. This is one that I had previously printed out. It's not the green bean casserole recipe, but it's pretty much all the ingredients. So I'm just going to use that and alter it a little bit. I'm gonna make Chris some of those fish sticks that we're gonna experiment and try. And then I had a couple of sausage links left that I'm gonna use some of the last of the peppers from the garden, some onions, that we had in the fridge, and make some sausage, peppers, and onions. So all of these meals will just be ready to go in the fridge, and as we want them, we can either use it as a main dish or as a side, however we want. So there'll be about 4 of them ready to go, and I'll do them all at the same time. All right, guys, I have 3 meals well underway. This one is actually turned off and starting to cool down. I'll put it into a container that can go directly into the oven, so I'll be able to warm that, and then I'll put some fried onions on top right before I serve that. The sausage and peppers are just on low. They are pretty much cooked down. Again, same thing. I'll put them into a container that can just get tossed into the oven. And I'm working on the Salisbury steak patties right now. I have the rest getting ready to trade out. I just get them brown on one side, not cooked all the way through. Take them off, or brown on both sides, take them off, and then I'll add my onions, my mushrooms, my broth, and all of that garlic to the pan, and then add my Salisbury steaks back in and cook them throughout. And then Chris just ran out to the garden for me. I'm out of eggs, or out to the chicken pen, which is next to my garden, to go grab me some more eggs so I can make him some fish sticks. So well underway. All right, there are Chris's fish sticks getting ready to go into the convection toaster oven. I'm gonna make him up some tartar sauce, and the Salisbury steaks are probably, fogging up my camera. They should be just about done, which will give me time to clean up this mess while the fish sticks cook. And then probably after dinner, I will end up separating out the ground beef and packaging it. And I might even drag the beef out of the freezer and grind that tonight and make some of my own. It just depends on how motivated I am when I get all this done. So let me get these in the oven and get all this mess cleaned up. All right, so Chris's quote unquote fish sticks are out. We'll see what he thinks of these. Salisbury steak is done. The other 2 meals, the green bean casserole and the sausage, is cooling. I've made Chris a little bit of tartar sauce, and this is my acorn squash. I've seasoned it up and I've tossed a couple butterballs on top. I'm gonna pop it back in the oven to cook, and I'll have that a little bit later with my meal, but I'm gonna go ahead and dish up and we're gonna eat. Hey guys, it is about 9:15. Dinner is all cleaned up. We finished eating and everything. And I just grabbed this chub of ground beef out of the fridge. Trevelyan picked it up for me last night from Sam's, and I'm going to separate it out and put it up in the freezer. I still need to grind the beef that I have in the freezer, but I'm not doing that tonight. I'm tired. And I'm not going to even vacuum seal this. I'm just going to put it in 1 pound gallon or 1 pound freezer bags in our freezer, because we've been going through quite a bit of ground beef lately, and that seems to work best. The 1 pound ones stack really well in there. So I'm just going to do that real quick and get that put up. And then what I have going on the stove here, and I know this is a meat mallet, not a potato masher, but all of my potato mashers are quite large and just way too big. But I just have some strawberries and blueberries out of the refrigerator that I had already cleaned. And I added a little sweetener, and I'm just cooking them down. And I had made some sort of a egg cream cheese bake thing the other day. Honestly, I don't even remember everything that was in it. I know it has cream cheese and eggs and vanilla, and I don't remember what else. Butter, I think. I have that in the fridge along with some lemon mousse. So I think I'm gonna pull that out and have some of that, kind of like a baked cheesecake kind of a thing, with some lemon mousse, and drizzle some of this strawberry blueberry kind of like compote over the top. So, but first I'm gonna get the ground beef done, let this cook down a little bit more. I'll turn the heat up on it just a touch now that I'm back inside, and get this taken care of. All right, there's my stack of ground beef. I'm gonna go get this in the freezer and then make Chris and I a little bit of dessert. All right, I know this is not pretty, but it's actually really, really good. This egg bake kind of reminds me of French toast. It was eggs, cream cheese, butter, vanilla, I think is what was in it. And then just all blended together and baked. And this is some of the lemon mousse I make with heavy whipping cream. And then I just made that strawberries and blueberries with a little bit of sweetener, cooked it down, blended it, and then ran it through a strainer so there's not a bunch of seeds. Chris would rather just have the sauce than the seeds in the sauce. I don't mind, but if I'm doing it for him, I'm just gonna do it for both of us. And then my Cool Whip has lost some of its luster, and I don't feel like blending it anymore. That's just some that I had made previously. So it's more like a cream sauce over the blueberry and the lemon. So we are gonna enjoy this, and then I'll start the dishwasher and call it a night. Hey guys, it is Wednesday morning, a little before 8 a.m. I believe. Getting ready for work. Just got the coffee set up, got all of my morning stuff and Chris's meds and everything set up for the morning, and getting everything brewing. And I was just taking a look at my list for today, things I can mark out. We finished off the pudding last night. The jalapeno popper chicken is out because I didn't realize Chris ate the last of that shredded chicken, so I'm not using that. We finished off, we made the Salisbury steaks, the acorn squash, I made the green bean casserole, I made the sausage with onions and bell peppers. So all of that stuff is done. I have an appointment late this afternoon, and then I'll come back and go to work. And then after work tonight, I'll come in and choose something out of the fridge, and either we'll have something I've already made or I'll make something fresh, one or the other. I'm not sure. I'll just ask Chris kind of what he's in the mood for, but I can go ahead and mark a few of these things off the list and finish getting ready for work and head out to the office. Hey guys, it is, let's see, a few minutes after 1, and I just came in from the office. I'm getting ready to make Chris some lunch. I'm gonna make myself a little something. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I know Chris said he wants breakfast like eggs, some cheesy eggs, some sausage, some bacon, that kind of thing. I think I may have a little bit of bacon, some strawberries, and some of that cheesecake thing I made for dessert last night, which was eggs, cream cheese, and butter, I think, and cinnamon. So I think I'm gonna warm that up, treat it kind of like, I don't know, French toast or something, and cut up some strawberries and some sugar-free syrup with some bacon on the side. I think that's what I'm gonna have, but he wants eggs and sausage and bacon, and I have a few eggs in here. We gave away so many and sold so many that now we're super low, so got to build back up again. And it doesn't help that I tripped coming up the stairs and dropped some of them, so the dogs enjoyed eggs this morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this up, get him fed, and get back to the office. All right, here is Chris's breakfast or slash lunch. I think it's 3 eggs, 2 slices of the deluxe American cheese, a couple of sausage patties, and a little bit of bacon. I'm gonna see if this is all he wants. He just said meat and eggs, cheesy eggs. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them this. already had his coffee this morning and everything else. So all I have left to do is make him an element and make myself some lunch and then head back to work. All right, this is what I am having. I know it looks a little bit like a soupy mess. I chopped up 4 strawberries and added a little bit of butter and a little bit of sugar-free syrup, microwaved them, and poured them over a couple pieces of this egg cream cheese thing. There was a little bit of Cool Whip left in the jar. I just blended it up. I used my immersion blender here, and a little more than I thought once I dug it all out, but that's okay. It's just heavy whipping cream and a little bit of sweetener and some bacon. So I am gonna go enjoy this and then get on with my day. Hey guys, it is last day of our keto, carnivore, ketovore, 30 days, 31 days. Today is the 31st. I had showed you all the meals that I had prepped last night, but I'm making something else tonight. Not that we're not gonna have some of those. I'll dish up some of the sausage. I know Chris really wants that. I want some of the green beans, but I just wanted something else. So I'm gonna make some Parmesan chicken strips. I'm actually gonna cook them in Wagyu fat, the tallow, and I have it all seasoned up. So I have some chicken that I just finished defrosting, cut into strips. And I'll show you what I have here, but sometimes you just want something different. And tonight when I got in from work, I just wanted something different than what I already had made. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this cooked up. Everything else I'll just be able to warm up, but I'll flip the camera around and show you what I have. All right, so this is what I was in the mood for. So this is chicken that I have cut up into strips, and I am just blotting some of the moisture off of it. And I have a couple of my farm fresh eggs just blended up here. And then this is a combination of pork panko, a little bit of ranch seasoning, some Parmesan, some adobo, and all blended up. I started to blend it into like a flour powder, but I decided I want a little bit more texture. So I'm gonna leave the crumbs like this, and I think this will be just fine. And I'm gonna dip the chicken in the eggs, then the batter, and then cook it over here in my Wagyu beef tallow. And then I'll warm up some sausage and some ground beef on the side, and we'll have some pork, some beef, and some chicken for dinner. So I should be able to get this done pretty fast, a little after 8, I'm sure. I'll have it done and we'll be eating dinner. All right, it's a few minutes after 8. I'm about to take the last couple of pieces off. I have some sausage and the green bean casserole, the ground beef green bean warming up. And then we are going to eat. I'll get this plated up. I'm gonna ask Chris what he wants to dip it in, if he wants sour cream or barbecue sauce. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna taste it first and see, and then we'll see what we're gonna have and have dinner. All right, guys, it is 8:17 and we are getting ready to sit down to dinner. There is the chicken all cooked up. Chris has already been in here sampling. He could smell it from the other room. So we have our fried chicken tenders with sausage with peppers and onions, and then that ground beef green bean casserole. And I just took a few of the French fried onions. I keep a bag of them in the fridge and just put them in the microwave, crisp them up, and just sprinkle a few on top. That way I can just warm this up in the microwave. I don't have to bake it. And then I have some of the sugar-free Carolina Gold. I really, really like this one. And some sour cream. So we have a choice of dipping sauce. So I am gonna go enjoy some dinner with Chris. So I thought I would just mention that if you did not want to put the fried onions on top of your green bean casserole, you could always use pork rinds ground up or crispy little bacon pieces. Both are delicious.